Precious Metal Fair Edelmetall is in Munich, ladies and gentlemen, day 1, and we have Wealth Minerals here. Henk van Alphen, who is the chairman, and wants to give us an insight into his terrific company. Henk, welcome.
Thank you very much for
Wealth
having
Minerals,
me here.
what is the company about? Can you give us a short overview, please?
Let me say how happy I am to be back in Munich after many years. Actually, we used to come here a lot. But Wealth Minerals is a company that is focused on lithium in Chile. We're one of the few, or almost exclusively, focused on Chile, and there's a reason for that. Chile is the #1 place in the world for lithium.
Oh, really?
They produce 35% of the world's lithium comes out of one area called the Atacama Salar. When I started looking for lithium in South America, I have a long experience in lithium I have a long experience in South America. I've been working in South America for 26 years now. So when the lithium opportunity came about, I started looking around, and Chile is really the place where you want to be for lithium. And there really were no players in Chile, and there's some obvious reasons for that. Anyway, I saw that there was quite a void in Chile, so therefore quite an opportunity. Since I have lots of connections, a good friend of mine used to be the former CEO of Antofagasta, sort of one of the foremost mining CEOs.
Absolutely, yeah.
One of the foremost mining CEOs in South America. So I went to him and I said, look, I think that Wealth has an enormous opportunity here to become a big player in the lithium space in Chile. And he concluded the same thing that I did. So he joined the company, and he is our face of Wealth in Chile. So we have made quite a few strides. We've made 4 acquisitions so far. We're in the process of making more acquisitions. But the main acquisition we've done so far has been 46,000 hectares in the Salar de Atacama, which is the #1 place in the world where lithium is produced from.
46,000 hectares.
Yes, it's a huge piece, but it's a very large salar. So this is our #1 project today, anyway, and probably will remain that way.
Okay. What is the status of the project now? Have you done drilled already, or have you?
No.
Or when will you start with that?
All we have done so far is acquire lithium projects. Remember, you're looking for salars. You can find those from Google Map. Yeah, you don't need to. Google Earth will tell you where they are. You don't need to. This is no exploration.
Okay, it's no rocket science.
There's no rocket science involved. So what you do is you grab as many as you can, because the pressures will come eventually into Chile. So we're the first mover into Chile, let's say. But there will be more and more pressure coming into Chile as people start to recognize this is the place to be. You see already the Chinese have already bought a piece of SQM, which is one of the producers there, at way above market value. So people are waking up to the idea. The Chilean government has been saying that they're opening, they want to increase lithium production in the country. So it's only a matter of time. So what we've been focusing on is grabbing whatever we can get our hands on.
Okay, fantastic.
Now we're starting the second stage, whereby we're actually starting to do some exploration work, which so now you're in a very fast growth stage of the company.
Okay, so that leads to my next question. What is the game plan then for 2017? When you say you start exploration, how many holes you want to do? How many meters is planned?
We haven't decided. We're now in the first stage of doing geophysics, service work, let's say. So that will lead into drilling in 2017, and then how big the programs are going to be is kind of depending on what we find. But how many salars we really want to work on as well, of course. For me, we should first of all focus on the Atacama Salar.
Great. But it's let's say on a bigger picture. Do you want to go in production then, or you want to sell the stuff, or you want to have a strategic partner?
No. At this particular stage, I want to move the projects forward, whereby we are going to establish resources, because that's the big growth potential for the company, in terms of, let's say, share price performance, if we want to be so low as to talk about share prices. so next year you'll see an enormous growth there, and then it's a matter of if we get an offer that we can't refuse. I mean, we're looking out for the shareholders, but really the idea is to move the company towards a production situation.
Okay, perfect, great. When you say you have acquired, it costs all money, and now you start to move forward. What is cash in the bank?
We have about, I just raised actually about $4 million, but we are discussing bigger financing. So we have about we made we just made a big payment for the Atacama Solar, so that's why we had to raise some money. But I think we have about $3 million in the bank now, let's say.
Okay,
cash
perfect.
To move the project forward.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so as we see, a lot of lithium companies are coming online, I would say. How do you rate demand-supply situation, let's say by now and for the near future in the lithium market?
I think that the price of lithium will always remain to be very high, because the new lithium coming into the market, if you look at hard rock lithium, it's going to be very expensive. The lithium brines, like the Atacama Solar, is also very unique. It's a very low-cost production scenario. Yeah. But it has a very high evaporation rate. It's very low. It's like 2,000 meters relative to most solars out there, like at 4,000 meters. Cool. Yeah. So it's going. So the new production from lithium coming into the market, I think, is going to be relatively expensive. So therefore, the price of lithium is not going to come down, no matter how much production is. And solars have a limited amount that you can produce from. It's not like you can't just pump them dry. I mean, there's a balance there. So there's a very restricted amount that you can produce out of those. Okay.
Last question: how important do you rate the development of, let's call it, e-mobility? Like the Teslas, the Mercedes in the world, the Volkswagen now with the new e-car strategy. How important do you rate this for the future demand for lithium?
I mean, that's 75% of future demand for lithium is going to be batteries, electric cars, electric trucks, electric buses. I was in China about 6 weeks ago when I was at a company in a battery producer, and they had electric trucks running, they had electric buses running. Remember, you go to the major cities around the world, they're very polluted, and they are going to go to electric vehicles, and you'll see Mercedes-Benz, Audi, Volkswagen, all of them will come out with their own electric vehicles very soon. Right. That's the future. That's the future of where cars are going to. It's going to create huge amounts of demand.
Yeah, that's right. Great. Henk, thank you very much for this update. I really enjoyed it, and it looks like the future looks bright, and we look forward to get some more and good news from the company.
Thank you very much for having me. Okay.
Thank you very much. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was Henk van Alphen, the chairman of Wells Minerals, and you heard it, 46,000 hectares they acquired so far in Chile. In Chile, they are the first mover in Chile. Enough money in the bank. They are working on a larger financing, and honestly, I think they are doing it quite right, because the demand for lithium is high, it stays high, and prices have to stay high, because otherwise production is quite costly, especially from the hard rock. And so I think the company is well positioned for the future. Check it out. Thanks for watching us. Bye bye from Munich.